Alright guys, I just want to show you guys one of my smaller indoors grown areas, and so all of these are ficus, and they were all cuttings that were gifted to me by friends, and they've been grown under this T5 hood which uses fluorescent lightings. And I wish I could tell you guys more about indoors growing and using artificial light for your plants and all that good stuff, but I really can't just because I don't really have a whole lot of experience with growing things indoors. I do time to times, but for the most part, I grow my plants outdoors, even in the winter time. But I do have some pretty good experience growing things with fluorescent, so that's what I still mostly use, even though I do have some LDs. But the LDs sometimes cause some issues with the leaves, so I don't use them as much. But I keep the lights on for about 14 hours a day, and as you can tell, I keep them pretty close to the plant to make sure the light intensity is adequate for photosynthesis for the plant to stay healthy. But like I said, guys, these are cuttings or were cuttings, so they don't look like much at the moments, but all of them got the potential to be really great trees one of these days. And one thing I really like about a lot of ficus trees is that they grow very fast. Unlike conifers and some other species that can take decades to developed into a decent materials. Ficus can grow quite a bit in just a couple years if you allow them to grow, and that means gradually uppotting and give them room and space to spread their roots. And as the trees grow, you can train them, and when they're ready for refinement, then you can train them back into bonsai pots. But anyway, so this is Ficus Petusa exotica, and this is a species that is endemic down from Mexico to Central and South America. This one back here is also Ficus Petusa, and this one is called Ficus Petusa mexicana because I believe the original trees or seeds were collected from Mexico. I'm not sure, but anyways. This one is pretty cool. This one is a type of rock and desert figs, and it's called Ficus ilicina, and it got really very thick leaves. And something really funny about this one, if you look at the petioles, which are the stem that connect the leaves to the branches, it open up toward the end like a suction cup. So that's kind of funny. This one back here is Ficus tombolti. I really like the leaves on them, and I believe that is either a variety or a subspecies of Ficus amplissima, which is over here, which you can sort of tell that it got very similar looking leaves, but Ficus amplissima got naturally larger leaves. And this one is Ficus krishna. It's a subspecies of Ficus bengalensis, or Indian banyan trees, and the leaves are a little bit different. It's curly and wavy, and where it's connected to the petioles, it comes to a point, and they got these little leaflets, and they look like little ears, so that's kind of funny and kind of cool at the same times. And as you can tell from the name, this is a species that is important to Hindus who worship Krishna. It's considered to be a pretty sacred species. Alright, so this one back here is just Ficus microcarpa tiger bark, and this one was actually from a cuttings I took off one of my larger trees, which I rooted to be grown into a shohin tree. This one over here is also Ficus microcarpa, but it's called Taiwan medium because I think the seeds were collected from Taiwan, and it looks a lot like tiger bark, but there are some differences. The leaves do naturally stay pretty small. Um, Even though it looks like tiger bark, you cannot call it tiger bark because tiger bark is a cultivar, and the only way something can be called tiger bark is if it's propagated through cuttings or some sort of vegetative. If you grow them through seeds, then there are some sort of genetics and characteristic deviations. So they can't be called by the same cultivar, even if it looks pretty similar. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoy that, and if you like my content, make sure to like and subscribe, and take care, and I'll see you next time.